Hello, Power Up Nation. I am Pat Council, and I want to talk about finding your energetic workout. And I want to address actually finding the energy to work out as well. Now, I think that if you, unless you are really, really ill, I think most people can find some energy to do some type of workout, even if that means walking around the block a few times, going for a stroll where you get your pulse up to a certain point where you're actually burning some fat, or just going out and getting some fresh air in coming into your lungs. So I think we can always find the energy to work out, but a lot of times, a lot of people talk about how tired they are. Well, there are different types of workouts that you can choose that will actually energize you. And you may even be excited about doing those types of workouts. So we have a special guest that's coming on shortly. I'm just going to talk for a few minutes here about kind of finding your energetic workout and one of the ways that you can make sure that you have the energy to work out. And then we're going to hear from our special guest in just a moment. So with that being said, I had shared with you guys that I'm kind of back on track with the physical fitness and making sure that, and physical fitness isn't about, and I've said this before, I have a different body type. So it's not about being extremely thin. It's about being extremely healthy, or as healthy as you can possibly be, which, well, I guess that would be extremely healthy, huh? So it's about being healthy. And so one of the things that is important is making sure that you work your body, that you move your body, that you give your muscles a workout, these kinds of things. And so for me, because I have a tendency to be sedentary, in other words, when I'm coaching, I'm doing this online. So I'm sitting. When I'm writing, I'm sitting. When I'm recording a podcast, I'm sitting. So a lot of these things require that I sit. Okay. And so with that being said, because these are things that I love doing, this is something I could get up in the morning and after prayer and meditation, in my mind, it would be easy to skip workout. That was a part of my routine for a long time. And then I got off track, not from the prayer and the meditation, but the workout part, because I'd get excited. I'd get ideas. I'd start writing and then I'd get off track. And so with that being said, though, it is extremely important to find the energy to work out. I have energy to do all the other things. But here's the thing. When you feel like you don't have that energy, or you need to find that energy, first, I think it starts with being excited about the idea that you have an amazing body and that all you have to do is, well, give it a workout, move it a little bit, and use it for its purpose. We are not meant to be sedentary all the time. So, but there are times when people just don't feel like working out. So what would help you get back on track or stay on track? One of the things is you have to pay attention to your diet, your nutrition. What are you eating? And so the thing about me being sedentary and loving to write, doing the coaching and wanting to do all of these things is that it's easy for me to just kind of cook one egg, and that's not enough, and just grab something. Okay, now I don't do fast foods and that kind of thing, but it's easy to just not eat enough or not eat enough of the right things. So diet and nutrition is very important. The other thing is that, and I have like a couple of bottles now to ensure that I get enough water, that I'm hydrated enough. Now, I drink tea, like hot tea or something like that sometimes. But the other thing I have to remind myself of is, listen, you can't just drink tea. You have to drink water. And so that's the thing. I wanted to make sure I got enough water each and every day. And then this one was a biggie. The biggie is not just nutrition, not just making sure that I'm hydrated, but getting enough sleep. I'm a person who sometimes I can stay up until 2:00 in the morning. The problem with that is I wake up at maybe 6 or 7 if I go at 2:00. That's not enough sleep. So that's the other thing. So the sleep quality is extremely important. So lack of sleep or poor sleep quality, that lowers your energy level, brings your motivation down, and it just affects you. You don't feel like doing anything. So these three things, I had to kind of put a check in the box to make sure that these things were intact first. Now, when it comes to working out, after you have all of the other things, the nutrition, the hydration, and of course the quality sleep, after you have those things intact, then the next thing is finding that workout that you absolutely love to do. And there are so many different types of workouts. There's aerobics, there's Pilates, there's yoga. And then, of course, there are different types of weights. There's kettlebells. And then there's the regular, what used to be called dumbbells. So you have the different workouts. Then there are the weight machines that you can use. And there's the treadmill. And there's the all kinds of machines like the row machine, and the list could go on and on. But the object of the game is for you to figure out, okay, what works for me? Why am I doing it? What is the outcome that I'm hoping for? What is this going to do for my, not just one part of your body, but your entire body, so that your energy can go up and you can feel like you're 100%. And here's the thing. I'm back on track, and I shared this a few weeks ago. And since I've gotten back on track, here's the thing. I find that I have more energy, and even though I'm taking the time to make sure I get my workouts in, the other side to that coin is that I actually get more work done. Okay, there's more clarity, there's more mental clarity. My energy is at an all-time high, and the list goes on and on. So it's important that you find your energetic workout. Now, I invited a special guest onto our podcast on Designing Your Life Today to come and hang out with us and talk a little bit about her business and about fitness and what she has to offer and what you can do for your own body. And I want you guys to listen to what she has to share. And every time you're listening to someone about working out or something like that, I think it's important to ask yourself, will this work for me? Would this type of workout really build my body? Will it help me to, let's say, be calmer? Would it help me to be more excited? And so you want to ask yourself these questions when you are looking to find your energetic workout. And so we'll be talking more about this, especially throughout the summer, which, by the way, going for a swim, how could I forget that? It's summertime. Of course, you could go for a swim nowadays year round. But with that being said, I want to introduce to you Angela Franklin, and she is the CEO and founder of Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin, and that is one of the workouts under her company or her umbrella. And so business umbrella. And so, but we're going to talk about this one because this is her favorite workout, or one of the workouts that she does. And she actually teaches this. Well, I'm not going to go on any further because I want you guys to meet Angela Franklin. She's amazing. And see if what she has to offer, if you may be interested in it. Listen, you want to find ways to give yourself reasons to work out and find things that you're interested in and make that kind of connection so that you can get to where it is you truly want to be. With that being said, I am going to stop talking and I'm going to bring on Angela Franklin. Okay, welcome back to Designing Your Life Today. And we've been talking about finding your energetic workout. So I shared a few tips with you and some ideas of things that you can use, some strategies you can kind of step into. And So, with that being said, I thought it would be great if we could talk to someone live and she can talk about what she does. She can talk about her workout. So, I'm going to ask her a bunch of questions so you guys can get to know her a lot better. She owns her own business. And so, with that being said, I want to introduce to you Angela Franklin, and she is the founder and CEO of Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin. So, Angela, how are you today?
Yes. Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome. So let's jump right into this. First of all, what made you um start, let's start with your company first, okay? So what made you start doing or start the company Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin? So tell us a little bit more about Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin.
Yes. So, what made me start it? So, knowing the benefits of yoga and how much it can help you be healthier made me want to pass it on to others. And from doing yoga myself and receiving benefits of like relief from anxiety, it made me want to spread the wealth, if you will.
Awesome. Awesome. So with that being said, okay, so you got into yoga mainly, and this is how a lot of things start, you guys. You go into something, you see the benefits, and you want to share with others who are having some of the same challenges that you may be having. So with that being said, how long have you been actually doing yoga?
So, 22 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a long time to be doing yoga. So, first of all, for those of you that are listening to what Angela is sharing and going to share, that tells you, well, she's going to be really good at this, especially to turn it into a full-fledged business. So, 22 years of practice and doing it with excellence. With that being said, why would someone else, anyone that's listening to us, why would they want to do yoga? And tell us what it can do for their health.
Oh my gosh. So plain and simply to improve their mental and physical health. And how it can do that, it improves your flexibility, your strength. It also helps calm your moods. Like I said, when I was anxious or when I'm anxious in the morning, it helps calm my moods. And it also can help bring your mood up if you're feeling a little bit low. So, and it also can help with physical, like blood pressure, to help lower that, just so it
Nice.
improves your breathing.
So if you guys have high blood pressure or you're kind of borderline, well, you probably want to check out Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin so you can see exactly what you can do. I have to tell you, and I'm going to take a minute here and kind of give my unsolicited personal testimony. I had a pain in my shoulders, in my right shoulder, and this pain just wouldn't go away. And so I was talking to Angela about it. Didn't ask her, okay, Angela, what should I do? I was just talking to her about it. And she said, you know what? I have some exercises that you can do that might help. So she sends me these exercises, and guess what? Not only did it help, it took the pain away, and the pain has not been back since. So I am a living testimony that she is the real deal and she knows what she's doing. And so, Angela, let's move on to the next question. So, with that being said, I mean, what are some of your favorite workouts when it comes to yoga?
Oh my gosh, so definitely full body workouts. So in yoga, the spine, the youth of the spine is very important. And doing full body workouts with yoga, you touch on the spine, you from literally from head to toe. Another one of my favorite workouts is the lower body, working your lower body. You talked about getting energetic. Well, that's a great way to get energy from a workout, from
Yes.
moving large muscle groups, your glutes and your thigh muscles.
And some of us have some really large muscle groups. Read in between those lines. So, look at that being said. Now, this is a question I want to ask you about yoga. I asked you, why would someone want to get into yoga? What is it going to do for their health? A lot of times when people hear about yoga, they think, oh my goodness, I'm so not flexible. And as a matter of fact, That was one of the things I said to her. I said, you know what? There was a time when I had some flexibility, and because I don't stretch as much, I am not that flexible. And so, with that being said, if anybody's thinking like that, I'm going to let Angela kind of share with you. If you really have to be flexible or not? Do you have to be flexible to get into yoga?
Absolutely not. That's a great reason to try some yoga if you don't feel that you're flexible. And there's different poses you can try and modifications that you can try.
Awesome. And so with that being said, all right, so if you're not flexible, you can get in it and you can start it and it's gonna over time. All right, I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask her anyway. Because I told her I would do a little bit, each time. So stretches of the stretches. And so, I mean, is it gonna make you more flexible over time?
Over time, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm a testament to that. Through the years, down dog is a great pose, right? Sometimes if you don't know what down dog is, typically your heels are touching the floor. And mine over the years have come closer and closer to the floor just because I have tight leg muscles. So yeah,
Awesome. And see, that's the thing. That's one of my issues too, is I have really tight leg muscles. And here's the thing, when you're sitting all day or most of the day, because I'm coaching and a lot of times I coach online. So I'm sitting in a chair all day and then my muscles really are tight, and I call it the old lady move, when you kind of get up and go, oh, it's like, oh, yes, it's like so hard to get up because you've been sitting for a long time. But doing some of those stretches, they're very good. So I have to admit, Angela, she does know her stuff. Now, let's kind of change gears for a moment. And we were talking about your business, Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin, and you worked with me through one of my coaching programs. Now, would you share a little bit about your experience? For example, like what have you learned or what did you find to be beneficial? How was it hanging
oh
out
my
with
God.
me a little bit?
Yes, thank you for your coaching. I've learned so much. So I've learned, and even though this might sound simple, is that mindset, money mindset, and energy play a huge role in moving forward in the direction you want.
Absolutely. So, Angela and I, we've been kind of, coaching together. She's been participating in my coaching program. And I've seen her, come from such a long way. And when I say a long way, it means she started her business kind of from scratch. I mean, she had already kind of gotten it started a little bit, but, website, all of that. Now she has it all. She is so ready to make something great happen. And as she said, mindset, especially money mindset, that's a big deal. It seems like a small thing, as she said. However, when it comes to being in business, you do understand that that's what you're going to need to pay the bills. So if you're thinking small, or if you're not thinking that you should be paid for your amazing gift, your amazing talent that you're putting out there and providing a service that's actually going to help people. Remember, she made it so my shoulder does not hurt anymore. So if you're thinking those kinds of things, like, okay, I'll just give it away, then that's not a business. Okay. But you have to learn to really get paid what you're worth. And when you start doing that, it means you're also going to up your game when it comes to your business. It makes you feel good about providing the best service possible. So, Angela, was it fun coaching with me? This is a question I'm just throwing at her.
So it was fun. So you mentioned about what was beneficial. The number one, well, I have a lot of number one things, but the number one thing is that you're real and you don't like mix words up. Like you say what it is and how it is, and hey, you want to go down this path. Well, this and this could happen. So love that and the fact that you have a wealth of knowledge and experience.
Thank you. Give me a minute. No, I'm kidding.
Highly
Thank you.
recommend.
Thank you. So, okay, so now let's get back to you and talk some more about Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin. A lot of times when people think about yoga and getting into something new, if they've never done it before, they're thinking, okay, how much is this going to cost? So, is it really expensive to get started in yoga?
Not at all. So on my website, I have the two top things that you need and a little bit more, but the two top things that you would need is a yoga mat and a water, something to put your water in, a water mug. And so other than that, you can go check out on the website what you need, but everything's on there for you to start.
Cool. Now, all right, so it's not expensive to get started with yoga, but how can someone who's saying, okay, you know what, I could stand to not be so stiff. I could stand to, either lower my blood pressure or if my blood pressure is borderline or something like that, whatever those kinds of challenges are that they're having. Um, if they wanted to get into yoga, if they say, okay, I'm going to give this a shot, even though I'm not flexible, I'm going to give it a shot. Okay. All right. You guys have to have an open mind. I mean, I had one and, a lot more flexible. I can actually touch my shins now. Before I could only touch my knees. So, um, but so it does work. Okay, so actually I could go a little bit farther than my shins, but the object of the game is to really touch my toes. So we'll see. The jury's still out on that one. So anyway, let's keep going. If someone is interested in kind of finding out more about how to get started in yoga, so how can they find out more?
Yes, visit freedomyogawithangelafranklin.com and you can join our email list. And also on the homepage, there is a free Welcome to Yoga course that gives you a taste of what Freedom Yoga is all about. So you can learn about it to get started.
Wow, that's really nice that she has that course. And okay, so here's the secret. Um, and she doesn't know this, but I actually went to that course and I was trying to do it. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, okay. Oh, everybody's looking at this and listening to this. Don't judge me. So, okay. You give it a shot and then and then tell me. Okay, and then come back and judge. Okay. So, with that being said, if you've told people how to get started, if they want to get started into yoga. Now, if they wanted to talk to you or if they had questions, tell people how they can actually reach you. Tell us the best way to contact you.
The best way would be to email info@freedomyogawithangelafranklin.com and we can, put your questions in there or your comments and we'll get back to you typically within 48 hours. And there's also a number on the website that you can, if that's easier for you to text or leave a voicemail, you can also do that.
That's awesome. So she's easy to reach. You can ask her your questions. You can go to Angela. If you have any concerns, talk to her because while she's being kind of she's not shy, okay? Well, a little shy. Here's the thing, Angela, just so you guys will know how shy she's not, tell us a little bit about yourself. I didn't ask you that in the beginning, but now is a good time for you to let people know who they're dealing with.
Yeah. So I was in the military and I worked in the medical field. And during that time, I learned about yoga. I started my yoga journey through a college course. And when I finished my time with the military, I actually went back to school to be a mental health counselor. So
Awesome. So
yes.
she knows a lot of stuff. So now you said during your time with the military, when you were finished with the military, um, did you retire or did you just get out like I did? I
No,
skipped town.
oh my gosh, no, everybody's time is valuable, no, so I did 20 years in the Air Force.
Awesome.
And
See, she knows stuff and she's tough. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead, Angela.
yeah, so with all the information that I have and that I've learned, and I didn't say this before, but you asked what Freedom Yoga was about. It's besides bringing yoga to people and teaching them the benefits, it also incorporates, physical fitness, healthy eating, and mental health, a little bit of mental health sprinkled in there.
Oh, okay. See, she's letting us in on everything now, which is good. And speaking of which, and she's talking about what Freedom Yoga has to offer. One of the things that I liked about Freedom Yoga when I first started coaching Angela is what it was all about, what it really stood for. And she's actually wearing a t-shirt that tells us what Freedom Yoga is all about. So you can tell us about your t-shirt.
Oh my gosh, yes. So inhale, exhale, move and let loose. So inhale and exhale intentionally to be able to move from pose to pose, to then be able to let loose and have fun and live fully. So the things I look forward to doing with anybody who joins in with Freedom Yoga.
Wow, that sounds great. That's kind of like a, not that this is about me, but that's kind of like a do life with power kind of thing. So no wonder we connected. That's some high energy stuff that you guys want to connect to. So she is all about helping you really become more physically fit and just really have that all around more exciting life because nobody can have an exciting life if they don't feel good physically. So Angela's here to help you with that. Any last minute comments to share with our listeners and viewers?
Yes. So you asked about flexibility before, and I answered that question. You don't have to have flexibility, but I just want folks to remember that it's what you can do and going forward with that. So definitely checking out the Freedom Yoga with Angela Franklin.com website. We have online courses and live courses that you can enjoy.
Awesome. So, with that being said, you guys, as we start to wrap up, I just want to remind you you can go to Freedom Yoga with AngelaFranklin.com. And she has that fancy t-shirt that she's wearing. Inhale, exhale, move, and let loose. But if you go to her website, you can see more t-shirts, more of her products. And so she has a lot to offer. She has a great blog that's very informative. So you want to go there and check it out as well. And oh, I forgot to mention her YouTube page. She has a YouTube channel. So you want to go and check out her YouTube channel because she shares some really good stuff about smoothies and fruity Friday and all of that. So it's kind of fun to watch and it's extremely informative. And so you can also see some of the poses there that she teaches. And she's just an amazing person that you want to connect with. With that being said, I do believe I'm finished unless I've given you a chance to say something last minute, but I'll give you a last minute comment. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Oh my gosh, I look forward to practicing yoga with each and every one of you.
So awesome. Thank you so much. Remember, Freedom Yoga with AngelaFranklin.com. Thank you for your time, Angela. And to the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in. And you know what? Connect with that, your favorite, most energetic workout, because that's what's going to help you do life with power. I'm always talking about the fact that you're built by design to win. Now, just because you're built that way, that doesn't mean you can just sit around and do nothing. You actually got to do something to make all that happen. So once again, connect with Angela and you guys do life with power, knowing that you're built by design to win. Take care.